You ever done yoga?
Done it once, and I think I got stuck. And the little geezer was laughing at me. So I thought, I'm taking my mat and I'm off.
I'm NME writer Jordan Bassett, and I'm here to meet Liam Gallagher for his NME cover shoot. He's just been named Godlike Genius at this year's NME Awards, and with his first ever solo record having just gone platinum, I want to know, how does it feel to be back on top? Well, here we are with NME's Godlike Genius, Liam Gallagher.
Yeah, here we are.
In terms of being a godlike genius,
yeah.
Does this feel now...
Two godlike geniuses in my family.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And then people wonder why we don't fucking speak. I'm godlike. No, I'm fucking godlike. It fucking says there that I'm godlike, but it says here that I'm fucking godlike as well. Well, I'm a genius. Yeah, well, I'm a fucking genius too. Well, it says there it fucking says there that I'm a genius. Do you know what I mean? No wonder we don't fucking get on.
Well, no, yeah. So Noel got it in 2012. Did you feel it put out?
Mate, but wait till I get on that fucking stage, mate, at the NME Awards. You're gonna know about it. You can't give one without the fucking other, man. I did feel put out. I was like, you cheeky fucking cunts, man. Yeah, I did feel, but not all is forgiven.
Better late than never, eh?
Exactly.
How do you feel about your resurgence to sort of the limelight?
Yeah, I mean, I won't say the limelight. I'm always like. In music, definitely, you know what I mean? I'm glad to be back, man. I'm glad people have bought the record, which has then allowed me to go on tour and that, you know what I mean? But as the limelight goes, once you're in, you know what I mean?
Right,
you can't really get away from it, you know what I mean? So, and some days when you're not got anything to really talk about, or if you ain't got a record, it can be a bit of a pain in the ass because you feel like a bit of a spare wheel, you know what I mean? So it's nice to... when people come up and have a chat and that, it's nice to go, oh yeah, we've got a gig next week or the album's coming out.
Right,
and that, you just become fucking celebrity, and that's not what I'm about, man.
Right, okay, yeah. Well, it's interesting because you'd said that you sort of wouldn't do a solo record, and then in February you announced on Twitter, LG is back. Yeah. What was it that gave you that sort of renewed confidence to be sort of a solo artist? Was it the strength of the songs?
Yeah, I don't feel like a solo artist. That word artist gets on my tits. I leave that for the likes of Paul Weller and fucking old Gallagher and all the other artists and that. But I just feel like a rock and roll singer or a singer in a band, you know what I mean? Or obviously not in a band anymore, but a singer. So, but how did we get back to doing the album? I guess I wrote a couple of tunes, and then I wrote Bold and When I'm in Need, and then I played them to someone, and then they were like going, look, they're really good. Would you be up for, having a record deal and that? And I said, well, obviously, yeah, because I want to get back into it, but I don't know how I'm going to get back into the business and that, or the music thing and that again, because I don't think starting a band at 45, I don't know if that's going to work. Having another name and all that, it's not going to work. So I definitely had to be under my name, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I met someone at Warner's, and they said, look, we'll give you a deal. Have you got any more songs? And I said, no. And they said, would you be up for working with other people and that? And I said, yeah, man, we're going to have to, because I haven't got any songs, you know what I mean? So flew over to LA, met Greg Kirsten and Andrew Wyatt, and then we done 3 songs in 3 days, and it just felt natural, you know what I mean? It didn't feel like, I thought if it was going to be weird, then I'd probably just, listen, I had to do it, you know what I mean? As simple as that. But it wasn't weird at all, you know what I mean? Obviously, Noel has always wrote songs, and with Gem and Andy and that, we've done it together and that, so it felt kind of normal, you know what I mean?
So you go to LA and meet Greg Kirsten, and how do you feel about, or what do you say to the people that sort of moan about you working with songwriters?
Yeah, listen, moan all you like, you know what I mean? I'm not it'd be different if I'd started off being a frontman and a singer and a songwriter, and then a sort of halfway down the line, you know what I mean? It sort of fizzled out and that, you know what I mean? And no one was buying me songs anymore, and then I sort of went, I'm going to work with writers. I'd take the dig, you know what I mean? But I've always been a singer in a band, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whatever gets me through the night and whatever gets me up on that stage, it doesn't matter as long as I'm up there, you know what I mean? And you're going to have your purists going, he didn't write the record, and all that. Well, I didn't write any of Oasis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that seemed to work well, you know what I mean? And I feel more comfortable when I'm singing and, worrying about I'm not a songwriter, so I'll put that out there. But I do write the odd little songs every now and again that seem to be all right, you know what I mean? But me doing an album on my own, it's never going to happen, you know what I mean? I don't know how to I don't know how it works, you know what I mean? I can do my little bit and that's it. But like I'll say before, I'll say it again. Sergio Aguero doesn't defend, you know what I mean? Don't come back and defend, you know what I mean?
Right.
He still puts the ball in the back of the fucking net, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like he might not be an all-round footballer, but he still does the business up front, and that's how I'm seeing it. So get that down your fucking neck, Noel.
So there's a lot to know, a lot to be said for sort of like playing to your strengths.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, if I had turned around and said, listen, I'm bringing out an album and it's all my songs, then but I didn't though, did I? I've said it from straight one, you know, from day off, like, you know what I mean? I'm going to be working with people, and I'm quite happy with that. It doesn't feel unnatural. It feels normal, you know what I mean? So we'll go again in the summer, or whenever we get a bit of time off, and we'll make another great album, man.
Wicked. Well, it was in, I think, March last year that you tweeted a photo of yourself in the studio, and everyone kind of went wild about it. What were those sessions like? Was it like sort of back in the day when you do Champagne Supernova in one take? Was it a similar sort of like immediate vibe?
No, because obviously we were in a band then, and there was only just me. There was me and there was Dan, the drummer, and I'd bring in the songs or what songs I'd have, and I'd sort of go, look, this is how I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
And then he'd go and play it, he'd go and put the acoustic down, and we'd build it all around that. So there was only me, the drummer, and the producer, Dan, and another Dan, and we were sort of just the three of us. We'd have like 2 guitars, 1 bass, so we had not much to play with, you know what I mean? Whereas in Oasis, it was like Guitar Centre, you know what I mean? So there was lots of stuff going on. And I think that was a good thing, you know what I mean? We didn't have too many toys to play with, you know what I mean? We sort of just, like what you do on a first record, really, you know what I mean? When you first start out, you only have a couple of guitars and one drum kit, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like that.
Well, it's very much a rock and roll record, but it's like you're working with sort of pop producers. Was that something that you wanted to do? Did you want it to have, it's not glossy at all, but there is like a sort of a bit of a sort of like pop sheen almost on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't something that I went out of my way for, you know what I mean? I just played them the tune, they did it, and I thought, you know what, that sounds all right. It doesn't sound too Kylie.
Right,
you know what I mean? But I mean, you know, we've done that. But what we did with BDI, you know what I mean? We went a bit like, it was all a bit like 1969 and that, and it's never going to get on the radio, is it? You know what I mean? It's like,
right, yeah.
And it's not going to get, no one's going to get to hear it, even though there was some good songs. It was stuck in a bit in the past. You know what I mean? Whereas I think if we would have worked with someone like who we've just worked with, them songs would have got heard, and I think it would have been a different ball game altogether, you know what I mean?
So you think
I think it is important to get your songs on the radio, man.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what you're doing it for, you know what I mean? But you don't compromise to the point where you're sounding like, you know, some super pop band, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, totally. So do you think you learned something from BDI?
I learned like you've got to give it to someone else, you know what I mean? So you can't just all be like, oh, this is mine and this is us, and aren't we like the Stones or the Beatles? You've got to let the producer produce the record, you know what I mean? I ain't a producer, I don't want to be, you know what I mean? I just want to sing the songs, you know what I mean? And if they go a little bit too nice, I will rein them back in and that, but...
Did you have to do that?
No, I don't think so, no. Everything that I kind of heard, I thought, you know what, it sounds all right to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and I knew once we get on the stage, we'd rough them up a bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, there you go, you know what I mean? It don't sound poppy or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, to me, when we're on stage, you know what I mean? They sound pretty much like everything else we've ever done.
Totally. Well, I thought the BDI records were underrated, you know, I mean...
Yeah, I just think it was the name as well, and I think it was maybe too soon after Oasis, you know what I mean?
Did you feel kind of bruised about what happened with BDI?
No, not really. I mean, I thought we would be a lot. I thought we'd, you know, I always think it's going to be big. You know what I mean? And I thought we might have took off a little bit more, but I like the records, and I think the records sounded good.
Yeah.
And the gigs that we did were good. I just think people wasn't paying. You know, people weren't listening. You know what I mean? And that's fine. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to be lucky, aren't you, as well? And I think we just come straight off the back of Oasis, and I think people have just had enough of me and enough of my crap and all that, and I think, and I had as well, you know what I mean? I just think maybe we needed to get away for a bit, you know what I mean? And I think why this record's kind of done well. Obviously the songs are good, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's not the best record in the world, you know what I mean? There's room for improvement and that, and hopefully the next record will be better, but I think, you know what I mean, people missed, you know what I mean, I missed being away, and then people missed me being, you know what I mean, I just think, and obviously a bit of luck as well, you know what I mean.
Well, that's what you said at the time, that this was sort of like all or nothing, right?
Yeah, without a doubt.
You said it was sort of like a last chance saloon type of situation.
Because if the album bombed, then there's no, I wouldn't certainly, you know, you can't do gigs, can you? You know what I mean? Beady Eye's album didn't fucking work. With like the second one, and we didn't get it. That was the first time I'd never played America or toured America with a record. The gigs were getting less, they were getting smaller, and it was like, that was the reason why we knocked it on the head. It was like, there's no point of doing a third one. We'll be playing pubs, you know what I mean? Like, so you need a good album. You need people to dig your album for you to go out on the road, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because otherwise there's no fucking point, you know what I mean? It's like, I need to be big, man. It needs to be big round my way, and if it ain't fucking big round my way, I'm going home. Or I'm getting me fucking big sewing kit out. You know what I mean?
Is that what you would have done if it hadn't done well? You'd have just jacked it in and concentrated on Pretty Green.
Yeah, well, I could have done some, but I probably would have done more Pretty Green stuff, and who knows, could have gone into acting. Who knows what I'd have fucking done?
Gone into acting.
Who knows what? These little fuckers inside my head have got planned for me, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Obviously I would have had to do something because the bills got to be paid, haven't they?
Sure, yeah, I'd like to see you go to acting.
Well, you know what I mean? You've got to be, you can't sit in your house all day, can you, for the rest of your life? So who knows what it would have been, but I'd have had to do something. But ideally, music is where I'm at, you know what I mean? So I'm thankful that it went off, and then obviously you could go out and gig and you could play the Oasis songs as well, you know what I mean? And everyone has a good time.
Those 4 years that you were away, I mean, how did you feel about that? Was it nice to sort of...
No, it was horrific. I hated every minute of it.
Really?
Yes, man, it done my nut. And I'm meant to be on stage, man. I'm meant to be in the studio, and I'm meant to be doing stuff like this, you know what I mean? This is where I feel natural, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sitting
yeah.
at home, speak at a lawyer's 3 times a day. Obviously, it's my own doing and that, you know what I mean? So before people start, you know what I mean? But, and like I said, you know what I mean? It's nice to have an itinerary, you know what I mean? It's nice to, people turn around and go, right, this is what we're going to be doing for the year.
Yeah.
I miss that, you know what I mean?
So, so that was kind of a difficult sort of period.
Yeah, difficult. But, you know, it's not as, you know, other people have it difficult. There's kids starving in the world, you know what I mean? There's people, you know, government's running people with an iron fist and that, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of people have it a lot worse, but it was as shit as it gets around my way, you know what I mean?
When you announced for Reading and Leeds, you put on Twitter that you were going to do a couple of Oasis songs.
Yeah.
And that got everyone really excited as well.
That was a good move, that, wasn't it?
It was.
That was a good move.
How do you feel when you sing? When you first started singing those songs this time round? Did it feel like emotional?
Yeah, they're always emotional singing them songs. You know what I mean? Obviously, me and our kid are not in a good place and that. So, you know, always they bring up a lot of emotions and that, but. Certain songs do, and certain songs you just like, you know, you mustered up your rock and roll temper and that, and away you go, you know what I mean? So it's nice to be singing them, man, because I think coming out with playing an album of brand new songs, it would have been as good as they are and as good as people liked it. I think you need to make the show, don't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People I've been in Oasis, or people know who I am from Oasis and that, and I think to not play them, you know, they work hard, they give their money over and that, you know what I mean, to come and see, and I just think you're cheating people if you're not playing Oasis songs, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
So, and it makes for the show, obviously, and you got one album and you need to fill it out a bit, you know what I mean? But I love playing Oasis songs. It feels natural.
Which one's your favourite to do this time
Rock
round?
and Roll Star.
Really?
Is always the one. Morning Glory. Be Here Now, I love playing that. I haven't played that for years, you know what I mean? So I love playing that. Wonderwall I've got back into, because we do it acoustically and that, and I think that works instead of the funky drummer.
Right, yeah. And then there was the Manchester One Love concert where you performed with Chris Martin, having kind of like poked fun at him in the past, and obviously like you're cool now. Yeah. Does that happen?
Well, I wouldn't say we're cool, man. I obviously apologised on the night because I think it was the right thing to do with what's gone down and that. And it was only banter anyway, you know what I mean, with me and him and all that. And it's just, you know, people call it bullying and that, but I never said anything dodgy, and if it did, like I said, I apologise, you know what I mean, and we moved on and that, but we don't go out running together or do yoga together and that, you know what I mean, or go and eat ice cream together.
Have you ever done yoga?
Done it once, and I think I got stuck, and the little geezer was laughing at me, so I thought, I'm taking my mat and I'm off.
Does that happen to you a lot though, that you kind of like meet people that you sort of like poked fun at, maybe in like just like a fun, light-hearted way, and then it kind of comes back on you?
Probably, yeah. Lots of people, yeah.
Is it ever awkward, or do they kind of get that it's just
they
a joke?
love it, man. It's like Chris Martin said, you know, I said, look, I apologise about that, and he went, no, we love it. So what can you do, you know what I mean?
You mentioned Noel earlier.
Yeah.
What's the situation between you two now?
Situation is still the same. He's off doing his cosmic pop, and I'm here doing my thing, and giving the people what they want. And that's what life's about. That's what life's always been about, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? Giving the kids what they want, and if you can do that, and you get what you want out of it, then that's, to me, is like nirvana, isn't it?
It's great. I mean, what do you make of his record? Have you sat down with it a lot?
No, I've not sat down with it. No, God, no. I've heard it. I've heard like what I've heard. I just don't. And like, obviously, people are going to say, you know, I'm digging him out. I'm not. I prefer his first two other ones. I like his formula. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the songs. You know, and all this. I don't think the songs are that good. You know what I mean? There's just lots of silly and not even that out there production on it. You know what I mean? And that's not me digging it out. I think he. Like Dead in the Water's a good tune, you know what I mean? I just don't think it's as good as his first two, you know what I mean? And I don't even think it's that out there, you know what I mean? He's going on about what he's on a journey and all that, and it's like, it's not, you know, it sounds like a shit cooler shaker.
Will you be having a scissor player?
No, God, no. No, we had the potato peeler, didn't we, at the Bethnal Green gig, but
yeah, they've
I'm not into that nonsense, you know what I mean?
They've banned potato peelers at what is it, Park Life Festival?
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
I think it's a shame, man.
Because you'd said...
They're good for chopping things out and all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about peeling potatoes, is it?
But didn't you have a truce with Noel over the Christmas period?
Well, in my head I did. Well, because it's Christmas, innit? I mean, Mum's always going, you know, look, you know, calm down and all that. And I sort of had a couple of drinks and that, and I thought, yeah, I'll put it out there, but it's just not happening, is it?
But because people were saying that you'd met up at the Chiltern Firehouse.
No.
That never happened?
No. I went there and he wasn't there.
Oh shit.
He wasn't meant to be there either, you know what I mean? But
oh, okay.
No. Well, that's his little hangout, innit? You know what I mean? Where him and all these like posh mates go. So I thought I'd steam down there and see what they got to say.
Oh, right, okay. So you went sort of on the off chance they
went
might
down
be
there just to see, looking for a bit of trouble and that, you know what I mean? There was none of them about, were they? They were all probably at home counting the money.
Right, okay. So this sort of supposed truce, was that just something that you were putting out on?
Just a blag, man.
Right, okay.
Just me drunk.
Because people got quite excited. People thought, they've made up.
People do, don't they? But you know, so you know, that's that. And I'm sorry if I'm breaking people's hearts, but it was just a little drunkard thing, and that's the way it is. You should know me by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I think people were surprised because people thought that you sort of had made up, and then there was you'd said stuff and he'd said stuff.
No, I don't. No, we're not made up. I mean, listen. I've said it in many occasions that I'd love to get Oasis back and love to do all this and like, you know, and blah blah blah. And I don't know what I'm apologising for because I've got nothing to apologise. He was the one who split the band up. So, but I put it out many times that it's all cool around that way. Yeah, I'll have a little pop at him and all that because I think, you know, he deserves it, and he has pops at me and stuff. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, this sort of like what you're doing now is doing amazing. The way the record's gone platinum.
Yeah.
But would you give it all up to go back to Oasis?
Oh no, I wouldn't actually. I think we'd have to sit and have a chat about it. I mean, the dynamics of the band. If this hadn't have gone well, right, and I'm not saying Noel would have got the band back together and that, but if I'd have been sat at home on my arse, you know what I mean, I'd have been his little bitch, wouldn't I, for the rest of my life, you know what I mean?
Oh, I see, right,
if the band, if he ever would have come and spared mercy on me, you know what I mean, or pity on me, you know what I mean? But now the dynamic, now that it has gone well, the dynamics of the band have changed, and I'm sure that's pissed him off as well, you know what I mean? He's probably thinking, if he did have a little plan together, I'm sure that's gone out the window now, you know what I mean? Because I've got a bit of kudos, or what is it? What's that thing that people say? I've got a bit of...
Oh, cachet.
You know, I've got a bit of thing, you know, like it's like so, but I would give it up for Oasis, but I certainly wouldn't give it. It'd have to be on both our terms.
Yeah.
That's how it should have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here to be a solo. I'm not sitting here to be a solo dude, and that's not for me. I'm part of a band. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would give it up if it was on the right terms, and that's how I think Oasis should be. You know what I mean? It should never have been about, yeah, you wrote the songs, but it should never have been about, you know, him living different lifestyles than the rest of the band. That's a recipe for disaster, isn't it? Because I think it goes to your head then, and then you start treating it. You start thinking like, these are your band. You know what I mean? I'm working for him, and that's not the way it is.
Do you think any of the sort of the drive and ambition behind As You Were came from wanting to prove yourself to change, to Noel, to change that dynamic?
No, I weren't thinking about him when we were doing a record. No, I just wanted to get back out there, man. I wanted to prove to myself, my kids, my missus, my mum, my other brother, you know, the people who really matter. And obviously, you know, the fans that have, you know, been there from the beginning, you know what I mean? I wanted to prove to them that, you know, it's not you know, all's not lost, you know what I mean? I still mean it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether I've got an army of songwriters with me or a team of people doing it for me, I still fucking mean it, you know what I mean? And I mean it just as much as any of the other clowns that are about these days who write their own songs.
Right, yeah. Is it true that you tried at one point to get the original Oasis lineup together?
Yeah, I might have been drunk. I might have rang them up one year when I was in me.
Oh, in that 4-year period?
In that 4 years, and going, look, should we do something? But they're all quite happy doing whatever they're doing, so they blanked me.
Really? I mean, how did that feel?
No, I didn't. I just mentioned it to Bonehead. He was up for it.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, Bonehead.
But I said, look, we've all got to do it. If we're not all doing it, then...
So would you have done it, sort of everyone, but not?
Yeah, well, obviously he wouldn't have done it, would he? So we'd have had to get someone else in to, you know, do his bits and that, which wouldn't be hard.
Like you said, I mean, 4 years is a very long time. Why did it take so long to?
I don't know, man. Just because it's not whatever. Man, I know people go, but just don't think it was right. I don't think it was aligned in the stars. You know what I mean? I don't think my head was right either. You know what I mean? I think I had a lot of mopping up to do, you know what I mean, personally, and that. So I think once that was kind of nearly coming to an end, I think my head was a bit more on it.
Yeah. Well, you did that really funny video where you talked about how you used to have someone back in the day making tea for you.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was what really took off, and it took off for two reasons. A, because it was funny, but B, because it kind of like pointed towards a real thing, which is that the music industry is like very different now than it was, but like back in the 90s.
Yeah, well different. Well, it is round my way anyway.
But I wonder, like, where the kind of the drive and ambition comes from to be where you are when, I mean, like, no one is sort of making piles of money like Oasis did back in the day.
I don't do it for the money, man. Even, I'm not saying I've got loads of money, I've got enough, but I certainly don't do it for the money. I do it because I miss being on stage, I miss the buzz of the crowd, I miss the roar of the guitars, I just miss all that action. And I'd do it for nothing if everybody else was doing it for nothing, but I'm not. You know what I mean?
Right,
I said it years ago in Oasis, I'd do it for now. If everyone else was doing it for now, if the manager was doing it for now, if the promoter was doing it for now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're not, are they? So therefore you've got to go and take what you've got to take, you know what I mean? But I don't do it. I don't wake up in the morning and go, right, I'm going to, we're going on tour, we're going to make loads of money. That's not what gets me out of my bed, man. What gets me out of my bed is just a fucking buzz, man.
That's awesome. Now that
when you miss them, when you've had it and you don't get it, it's like, you know, I won't say what it's like, but it's addictive, man.
When you did the first, it was at the Manchester Ritz, wasn't it? When you did the first solo show.
Top gig, man. Manchester Ritz, best. You know, the Barrowlands is mega and all that in Glasgow and that, but I think the Ritz comes a close second, man. It's hilarious, man.
What was it like in anticipation of that gig? Like, was it like all clean living and you were sort of like taking care of your voice and all that stuff? Or was
I mean, definitely off the booze for the bit, you know what I mean? Smoke a little bit, don't smoke as much though, you know what I mean? And don't party as much and that, but yeah, doing a bit of running, eating healthy and that. That's where it's been on most of this tour, you know what I mean? Like, since I've not had, I mean, as fun as it's been at the gigs and all that, but I've not had much, you know, downtime to get you know, smashed and that, but like, you can do that. I mean, you do that whenever, can't you? Know what I mean? I had a bit of an holiday and I kind of put it away there a bit.
All the sort of the hedonism of Oasis and all that seems so much part of the not just the lifestyle but the music. Do you feel the absence of that when you're kind of writing like rock and roll songs? And maybe your life is not quite as sort of hedonistic as it used to be. No, because I can muster up that stuff just like that, you know what I mean? And I'm not totally clean living, you know what I mean? I'm not, you know, I do what I do when I do it, you know what I mean? But I'm not daft enough to be doing it all the time, you know what I mean? A little voice in the head goes like, you got something important coming up, fucking go and hide. You know what I mean? Just put the sofa in front of the door and take the phone off the up and that. But you know, I can still muster up, man, that rock and roll temper
attitude at the drop of a fucking hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talked about how you were on holiday recently. We were talking about that before. You were in
Thailand.
In Thailand. So what we were talking before about how do you find it easy to just like switch off and unwind, or have you got like a lot of sort of like restless energy?
It takes me about a week, man. So Debbie likes to read and that, and I'm just like, can you just fucking throw the Bible? So always hiding the book, so she can come and have a drink with me. You know what I mean? I mean, she drinks and all that, but I'm like sort of just sitting there, listen to a bit of music, a couple of cigarettes, get in the pool, go for a little walk on the beach, go for a little mooch and that. But I don't read books or anything, and
right, yeah.
Don't do any of that stuff. I just fart about in the pool, literally.
Did you say you could swim once?
Yeah, I know, but this pool was didn't have a deep end.
Right. Were you joking about that?
No, I can't swim.
Really?
No.
Like you never learned?
I don't know. I should have. I mean, I can do a little bit, but it has to be all on one level. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if I went out of the sea, that would be me.
Right. Okay. We don't want that.
Don't want that.
There was also that thing went viral of you crowd surfing at a Foo Fighters gig.
Yeah.
It was such a good photo.
Very drunk, man. Very drunk. Because I don't like doing them things. He were going, do you want to go up and do this here? I was going, yeah. And then I kind of like hid. And then I'd had a couple of drinks, and obviously I thought it was fucking 10 men then, didn't I? And then I got on there. But to be fair, I did think that I thought we were doing, was it I'm the Walrus or something? I know we'd done something else. I don't know what song we did.
Right.
I didn't do much, but yeah, it happens, man. But yeah, the crowd surfing, I thought, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. I don't know the words to this one. Then I got someone out of the crowd, they kind of did it, and then I just fucking jibbed off.
Oh, so it was an escape route?
Oh yeah, I legged it.
Had you crowd surfed before?
No, never, not like that, proper, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah, not doing it again either.
You did enjoy it?
There's lots of people pinching your arse and shit, you know what I mean? I couldn't fucking sit down for days and that. But there was a couple of Foo Fighters fans that were booing me during the gig. So I did, I landed some bombs on their head, you know what I mean? Right. I was just lying there just going like, fucking booing now, you cunt.
We interviewed Foo Fighters, and all Taylor Hawkins would talk about was you. We was talking about watching like videos of you.
Yeah, I know, yeah, they keep texting me, man. Yeah.
What are they saying?
Just fucking, they just buzz off me, don't they, man?
Do they want to like go into the studio with you? Is that what they're saying?
They wanted to do one shoot, but I don't know, man. I'd do it one day and that, but you know what I mean, we're just too busy doing this, innit, at the moment. But I do like them, man. I think Foo Fighters have got good tunes, man.
Yeah.
I think they've always been consistent, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But yeah, no, I like him, man. I think Dave Grohl's fucking very talented, and so is the band. Taylor, he's mad and that, but I think they're a good band, man. I like he's got some beatly bits, man. Dave Grohl, and I like it, man.
Right, he's like the nice guy of rock.
Yeah.
But is it a rock star's job to be nice?
No.
Put the boot in a bit.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be a proper cunt, but a cunt will do.
Like when you are on holiday and stuff, do people come up and like want selfies and stuff with you?
Yeah.
And do you think people are sort of surprised when you are like friendly and easygoing? Do they expect you to be maybe a bit standoffish? Yeah,
I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, when I'm on holiday, man, I was in that place, it was like, look, fucking chill out, man. I've just got here, man. Leave it out. And then they were nice, you know what I mean? And there was a lady who goes, oh, my newborn baby's got all your records. I was like, fuck off. You know what I mean? She's 2 days old, you know what I mean?
Not having that.
Not having that fucking to do on, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think when it's private and you're doing your thing, I think you're within your rights to go, look, no, you know what I mean? Yeah. But when you're out and about and you're out in a bar and you have, you know, and whatever, you're having a bit of, you know what I mean? I think it takes 2 minutes, doesn't it? 2 seconds to do it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think if you're in a private place and all that, and you know, you with your kids and that, I think you're within your rights to go, look, give over, you know what I mean? But when you're out and about doing your thing, and I think it depends what mood you're in, doesn't it?
Have you got like easier going about that kind of stuff over the years?
I've always been cool with it, man. Yeah. I've always been cool with having a chat. I'd rather have a chat though than a selfie, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, someone's that camera in your face, you know, it's just a bit too much, isn't it? But that's what people are into, I guess. Well,
I mean, that's something that's changed since sort of.
Yeah, like, I'd rather have a fucking 5-minute chat. What you've been up to, where you get them trainers from. That's a cool jacket. No, my name's Liam. It ain't no. I'd rather that, you know what I mean? And a fucking shake of the hand, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or even a fucking cuddle. Or a hug or whatever then.
You give someone a cuddle if they come up?
I'll give them a cuddle, man, or a hug and that, you know what I mean? But all that like fucking getting your double chins in and shit and fucking, it's like, fuck off, man.
I mean, I guess sort of being on Twitter and stuff, it's a lot different now because you can sort of talk to people, talk to the fans. Like, do you enjoy that? Being able to?
I do.
Do you feel kind of closer to the audience now?
Yeah, because I don't really yap on stage and that much. I like to just get on with it. You know what I mean? And all that. Having 5 minutes of going, yeah, well, I wrote this song, you know, when I was walking down the road, like, in fucking Shepherd's Bush, and like, and it just come to me one day, I haven't got any fucking time for that, you know what I mean?
When you are on Twitter, like, how do you approach it? Like, do you have someone, like, check things over for you, or is it just you? Because a lot of sort of famous people, they'll have someone who at least checks it over for them.
No, not me, mate. Mine was raw as fucking, as those eggs over there. You know what I mean? No, I'm raw, mate. No, I just do my own thing. No, obviously I've said a few things on there that I've gone, fucking shouldn't have done that, you know what I mean? And they've been took the wrong way and all that, but that's life, innit, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, so what about that? Has there been any occasion where you've woken up the next day and been like, oh, I should not have
loads.
said that?
And I'm sure there'll be loads more.
What sorts of things do you think?
Just like, I don't know any, like, you'd have to pull them out of the bag, man, and let me have a chat about it.
Right, yeah.
But there's been a few where, like, it's been took this way and took that way and that. And I might have got that one wrong and all that, you know what I mean, about someone, but I think I've apologised and that the next day and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we move on, you know what I mean? People who want to keep going on about it, like, it's like, that's their fucking problem, innit? If you apologise and you accept it, then we move on, innit?
Do apologies come easy to you?
Yeah, I'm not, I can apologise, man, if I've done something wrong. If I'm in the wrong, I know I can definitely, yeah, without a doubt. I'm not one of them that'll walk around with a fucking grudge, man. I live in reality. I know when things ain't quite right, and I know when I've done wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally.
For what it's worth, is sort of quite quite an apologetic song.
Yeah. But a lot of people think it's to know, but like I said before, it's not. I've got nothing to apologise to him for. I guess it's to my mum, to my kids, fucking shit up. You know what I mean? And that along the way.
What
just like you know, one minute you're living with him, and then the marriage breaks down and that because of my stupid behaviour and that, and I think their life changes, don't they? You know what I mean? So that was nice to sort of, even though I've apologised without the song, you know what I mean? It's nice to put it out there.
Do they know that that's what?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we don't really talk about it because, like, if I've apologised face to face to them, you know what I mean? So that's it. We move on.
You know, I interviewed Robbie Williams and he said it was his favourite song of 2017.
Yeah, good. No, I get it, man. It's a good tune. I think what he said was right. It's universal. It's classic. It's instant. You know what I mean? It's a good tune, man.
He said he wants to duet on it with you.
Right.
What are you saying?
Sure, he does. Nah, it's not happening, is it? You know what I mean? Listen, fair play to him. Listen, he's got his kids now and all that stuff's all that nonsense, as far as I'm concerned, is under the bridge and that. We all grow up and all that, and we do our thing and that. But I don't think me and him singing together would be a wise move.
Okay. I mean, so pop culture's a lot different now. You don't get as much people going to award ceremonies like you and Robbie and I having a pop at each other. Do you sort of miss all that when you look out to sort of what's happening now?
Yeah. No, do I miss it? Yeah, I think. Yeah. I mean, it was real though. You know what I mean? It wasn't. None of it was fake. You know what I mean? It's like you don't go anywhere. If you've got some fucking beef with someone, then I think it should be brought up on the day, you know what I mean, when you're all both in the fucking same room, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you fucking sort it out. No one really wants to have a scrap, do they, you know what I mean? Because it's stupid and that, but, you know, a bit of fucking, you cunt. You fucking cunt, you know, that, you know what I mean? No one wants to be rolling around in that, really, because it's ridiculous, but fucking, and, you know, and then you become mates at the end of it, you know what I mean? And go, well, I was wrong on that one, and blah, 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 but that's what's lacking, again, in the kids today. No one seems to have any beef, man, with each other. They're all fucking patting each other on the backs.
So in November last year, you went on Celebrity Gogglebox. Yeah. Did you enjoy doing that?
I did, mate. I did. I've really enjoyed it, actually. I mean, it was a little bit tight and that, but I enjoyed it, man. It was nice to do something with my mum and Jean and that, and obviously it was for a good cause. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, man.
You know, they're doing this thing where, like, a lot of people are doing reading kid stories on CBeebies. You know, like Tom Hardy did.
Yeah, I've been asked to do that as well.
Have you actually?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Really? You're up for it?
Yeah, I'm up for it. I mean, I've got to curb my tongue though, because I swear a lot, but if I could hold it down with the swearing, man, I'd do that, man. I'm doing something next week, I won't tell you, you'll see it.
Go on.
We've like, yeah, no, I won't say that.
Okay.
This is for a different thing.
So you've got all these shows coming up, and what can people expect? What sort of Oasis songs are you going to pull out the bag?
Well, we're going to, so we're going. We've got the European tour, so I think the set will be pretty much the same as what we've been doing, because they haven't heard that yet. And then I think we go South America. They'll be getting a bit of what people have been getting here, and then we come back, and then we've got a bit of rehearsing time to like freshen the set up for like Finsbury Park and all the festivals, Transmit and Lancashire Cricket Ground and that.
And what about another album?
What, another one? Yeah, we're going in the studio in April, going over to America to meet my army of songwriters. And then we're going to sit around and we're going to discuss what flavour the album should be. Sorry about that, people.
Is there anything sort of, have you got any bits and pieces so far?
No, I had any time really to get anything down, you know what I mean? I've been too busy just doing the gigs and that, you know what I mean? And I'm still deep into it as you were, you know what I mean? So, but like anything, it'll happen when it happens, you know what I mean? But it should be a bit more up-tempo, I think, the next one. I think it should be a bit...
Right, okay.
I'd love to do like, you know what I mean, a proper out-and-out, like, punk rock album, you know what I mean? Bit Pistols, bit Stooges, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think I can do that gear, you know what I mean? I can definitely sing it anyway, you know what I mean? I mean, a lot of the songs, the singy songs on the album, doing them live, some of them are a bit of a struggle and that. But the lippy ones, I can do all day long, you know what I mean? The ones where you spit them out, you know what I mean? You're not necessarily singing, you know what I mean? You're just fucking screaming and shouting and that. And I think I'm all for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, well, thank you very much to our godlike genius,
right
Liam Gallagher.
Nice one.
Thanks,
Stay
Liam.
safe, brothers and sisters.